Right now we're going to meet two gentlemen behind the film Cost of a Soul. Can I have your names, please?
Yes, Edward Eberwine, the third, producer of Cost of a Soul.
And Rodney Whittenberg, the composer for Cost of a Soul.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the film.
Well, Cost of a Soul is a project that Sean brought to me exactly 1 year ago, and I love the project because of its reality and its grit. And we were shooting it in Philadelphia, and I believe in the Philadelphia scene as making movies that we can tell from a Philadelphia perspective and mentality. And the script that he wrote, and Sean is from the Philadelphia area, and the script that he wrote is very much a Philadelphia movie. It's not a happy story. It's not a bittersweet story. It's a real story. The film is a juxtaposition of the war that's raging in Iraq and Afghanistan with the war that's raging in the inner cities, specifically in Philadelphia. So the storyline is it's a movie about two Iraq war vets who come back from Iraq to find themselves in the war-ridden ghetto that they joined the military to escape from. And it's the story of how they it's the story of what the toll is on your soul and your life that all the murder and the violence takes on you.
What were some of the things that drew you to this project?
When Sean brought the project to me, Sean and I met on Craigslist from just kind of looking for work and things like that, and we met up and I read his project, and the thing that I as a Philadelphia filmmaker look for are things that speak to the people in Philadelphia and speak to the sensibilities and the philosophies and kind of the realities that people deal with in Philadelphia. And Sean's script had that. His characters were real people living, amidst war. And, just like we would look into the Iraqis, and, that gets a lot of publicity and a lot of press. But, in the inner cities, people have to get up and walk to work every day and deal with the fact that there's murders happening all over the place, and everyone's dying. And a lot of our locations, many of our locations actually, there were murders, drug-related murders happening within a block, 2 blocks of where we were shooting, within a day or two of us being there. So we were definitely in some of the rougher neighborhoods, and that's where we wanted to be, and we actually had to invoke the power of the neighborhoods to be on our sides, for some security issues and protection. So being able to make it in Philadelphia was huge for me. Being able to tell the story of the Philadelphian, the real Philadelphian, not just the one that we personify as the historical city, which is great. But there's other parts to Philadelphia that I love too, and those are some of the issues that we deal with.
Thank you. So tell me your role with the film.
Well, as the composer of the film, I wrote the music, not only the score, but what was most interesting to me about it was Sean's vision for the music that's actually in the film. One of the Iraqi vets is a former jazz musician, and so it was a big stretch for the actor who actually plays him. He had to learn to mimic playing the saxophone. And there's this really amazing piece that Sean asked me to put together, which sort of gets out all his frustration and all of his anger from coming from this one war being put in another one. It's sort of the theme song to the movie, and it's called Cost of a Soul. And then Sean's just a brilliant filmmaker, and his vision for the film musically was that all the score that happens in the film was really the inner dialogue of the main character. And it's just brilliant how he coached me along and said, oh no, this is what I want, and this is how I want you to put the music together. So I think anyone who sees the film will be up for a big surprise. One of the things I love about it, it's an urban, gritty drama, but it doesn't use the typical convention of like hip-hop music or there's an elegance to it. There's an elegance to what the score does, and it really supports the movie. It's a brilliant film, and it was a brilliant screenplay. And Sean's a great guy.
So how did you meet both Sean and Edward to get involved in the film?
Edward and I had have another film in common that we worked on, and he knew me. I'm one of the, I won't say one of the few, but one of the film composers in Philadelphia.
Rodney's the best film composer in Philadelphia.
And
Rodney has an Emmy, and he's modest.
Really?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. So I work on a lot of film projects, not only out of Philadelphia, but out of Los Angeles and New York, and that's what I do professionally. So when they needed some music done, they called me up and said, "Would you be interested in working on this project?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is cool. I can't wait."
When Sean told me that you know, we needed a jazz score and that we needed to create you know, to be in the film, not just the music, what would be diegetic or non-diegetic, but the diegetic music in the film, you know, that we needed to create this jazz score that he could actually play, you know, on the sax. And, you know, the first person I thought of was Rodney, and that's, you know, we called him up, and he was very gracious, and he helped us out a lot.
And the fun thing for me, too, is I got to act in the film. I actually play the bass player in the band, and I have one line, which was a big thrill for me, because years ago, when I was much, much younger, I had my one little acting experience was in the movie Crush Groove, and I got to stand behind Blair Underwood, which was kind of fun. But this was great, because I had a speaking line. Yeah.
Do you have a website? What is it?
We do. The website is right here, www.costofasoul.com. We also have a Facebook page, Cost of a Soul, as well as a Twitter account and all the media. But you can definitely check out our trailer at www.costofasoul, all one word.com. And there's links to our Facebook page and our Twitter account on the website. And, you know, please leave us messages and, you know, let us know what you think. We want everybody to, you know, kind of give us as much
feedback.
We would love the feedback. You know, as filmmakers, we're nothing without our audience, and our audience helps us make the films and helps us make the next films better. So, you know, we need to have that relationship with our audience, and we want to hear from everybody. We want to know, you know, what we did.